Have you ever wondered about the origins of the Korean Peninsula? Picture a time when the region we now know as Korea was inhabited by early civilizations, each with its unique culture and traditions. The first of these was the Joseon kingdom, established in the far reaches of antiquity around the beginning of the first millennium BC. It was a society rich in spiritual beliefs, with shamanism playing a central role, shaping its societal fabric. Now let's move forward in time to the Bronze Age, a period marked by the jong-un pottery culture. This era saw significant advances in agricultural techniques and the widespread use of bronze tools, setting the stage for a cultural and technological revolution. The people of the jong-un culture lived in large, fortified villages, reflecting a society that was both complex and organized. They worshipped in megalithic rituals at dolmens, large stone structures that dot the Korean landscape even today. Through the lens of history, we see how these early civilizations, with their unique cultures, belief systems, and societal structures, have significantly influenced the Korean Peninsula's development. They've left an indelible mark on the region's cultural, social, and political landscape, shaping the distinct identities of present-day North and South Korea. These ancient civilizations laid the groundwork for the vibrant cultures we see in North and South Korea today. But how did these ancient societies evolve into the unified Korea we know of in history? As we journey forward in time, we find ourselves in the midst of the Three Kingdoms period, a time of intense rivalry and power struggles. At the center of the stage, we have three kingdoms, Goguryeo, Baekje, and Silla. Each of these kingdoms had their own distinct cultures and strengths, making them formidable players in the power dynamics of the time. Goguryeo, the northernmost and largest of the three, was known for its military might. Baekje, in the southwest, was renowned for its art and culture, while Silla, in the southeast, was famed for its centralized bureaucracy and advanced social structure. The balance of power constantly shifted, with alliances forming and breaking, as each kingdom sought to assert its dominance. Yet, amidst this chaos, one kingdom began to rise above the rest. The kingdom of Silla, once the smallest of the three, succeeded in forging an alliance with Tang China. With this newfound strength, Silla was able to conquer Goguryeo and Baekje, thereby unifying the Korean peninsula under one rule for the first time. This unification under the Silla dynasty was not just a political milestone, it also led to a flourishing of culture and advancements in the arts, science, and technology that would shape Korea for centuries to come. The unification under the Silla dynasty marked a significant turning point in Korean history. Did you know that Korea's history has been significantly shaped by its powerful neighbors, China and Japan? It's a fascinating tale of cultural exchange, political maneuvering, and economic impacts that have left lasting imprints on the Korean peninsula. Let's begin with the influence of China. During the Tang dynasty, which spanned from the 7th to the 10th century, Chinese culture flowed freely into Korea. This was a period of significant cultural exchange. Confucianism and Buddhism, two major Chinese philosophies, were embraced by Koreans, shaping their societal norms and belief systems. The Chinese script was also adopted and adapted into the Korean writing system, laying the foundation for the creation of Hangul, the unique Korean script. Japan's influence, however, is noted more prominently during the Edo period in the 17th to 19th centuries. This was a time of relative peace, and Japan, having closed off from much of the world, sought to strengthen its ties with Korea. It resulted in the exchange of arts, literature, and technology. Japanese aesthetics influenced Korean pottery, painting, and architecture, while Korean printing technology and medical knowledge found its way to Japan. These periods of influence were not without tension and conflict, but they profoundly shaped Korea's cultural, political, and economic landscapes. From the philosophies that guide societal behavior to the scripts that record their history, from the art that adorns their museums to the technology that drives their progress, the fingerprints of China and Japan are woven intricately into Korea's rich tapestry. The influences of these foreign powers are still visible in Korean culture, politics, and society today. So, what happened when Korea once again gained independence and established its own dynasty? Let's dive into the era of the Joseon dynasty, a period that left an indelible mark on Korean history. After a series of power struggles, the Joseon dynasty was established in the late 14th century, signaling the beginning of a new era. The political structure of Joseon was a hereditary monarchy, with power centralized around the king and his royal court. But it wasn't just politics that made Joseon stand out. This period was a golden age of cultural achievements. One of the most notable was the invention of the Hangul script. Prior to Hangul, Chinese characters were used, making literacy a privilege of the elite. But King Sejong the Great, in his wisdom, introduced Hangul, a simpler alphabet that was easy to learn, opening the doors of literacy to common folks. Science also saw a leap forward. Astronomical observatories were established, leading to accurate lunar and solar calendars. Medicine, too, made great strides with the compilation of comprehensive medical texts. Then there was the flourishing of arts and literature. Poetry thrived and novels began to appear, reflecting the lives and thoughts of ordinary people. Paintings became more realistic and detailed, showing a rich tapestry of daily life and nature. The Joseon dynasty, with its significant cultural achievements, truly shaped the course of Korean history. But what about the darker chapters of Korean history, such as the Japanese occupation? Let's journey back to the early 20th century, when Korea found itself under Japanese rule from 1910 to 1945. This period stands out as a significant and tumultuous chapter in Korean history. The Japanese occupation brought about sweeping changes to Korean society. The Japanese sought to assimilate Koreans into their empire, implementing policies that suppressed Korean culture and identity. They imposed the Japanese language and even Japanese names on the Korean people. Schools taught Japanese history and culture, while traditional Korean practices were discouraged. Economically, the Japanese exploited Korea's resources for their imperial ambitions. They restructured the economy to serve Japan's needs, leading to a marked increase in heavy industries and mining. However, this economic shift largely benefited the Japanese, leaving many Koreans impoverished. Despite the harsh conditions, the spirit of the Korean people was not easily broken. Resistance movements sprang up across the country, demonstrating an unwavering will to fight for independence. The March 1st movement of 1919, a peaceful demonstration for independence, ignited the flame of resistance that would burn throughout the occupation. The end of World War II in 1945 marked the end of Japanese rule in Korea, but it also led to the division of the country. The Soviet Union occupied the north, while the United States took control of the south, setting the stage for the formation of the two distinct nations we know today as North and South Korea. The Japanese occupation brought about significant changes in Korean society, setting the stage for the divided Korea we see today. This period, filled with struggle and resilience, is a stark reminder of the enduring spirit of the Korean people in the face of adversity. It's an integral part of the narrative that shapes the identity of both North and South Korea.